But for now, I think it's time I stopped. I'll see you next time. Hey guys, welcome to episode 4 of the Barcelona rebuild save here on FIFA 22. Glad that you guys are enjoying this save. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any further videos. We today take on Atletico Madrid away from home to start at the Wanda Metropolitano. Also later today, the slight matter of our first El Clasico. Valencia stand in between those two games but against the Madrid sides. Then we've also Dinamo Moscow in the Champions League as well as Vallecano and Alaves 2. Those latter three will be simmed. The first three, Atleti, Valencia and Real Madrid, will be the 3 played games today. And then it won't be too long before the Copa del Rey gets drawn. Oh, it's the Super Cup? What Super Cup is that in January? That's odd. Why is this... Why is the Spanish Super Cup being held in... I presume it's the Spanish Super Cup. Why is it being held in January? I mean, the rules may have changed in Spain since I last managed in Spain on FIFA, but pretty sure that it's not in... Oh well, never mind. Anyway, cracking on. What the fuck? We are 9th at the beginning of this episode. Our form has been indifferent, but we've been making some sales, which is great for our finances. Speaking of said finances, you guys have asked that I add or allow you guys to have a copy of this spreadsheet that I've been doing all of our finances on. In the description of this video and in the description of episode 1, you'll find a WeTransfer link where you can download this spreadsheet for yourselves. A number of you want to either replicate your own Barcelona save or use something like this for your own saves at other clubs. So if you would like to do so, there is a link in the description where you can download it. And you can have a go yourselves at trying to manage the financial situation of any given club. Our form has been pretty much bang on what Barcelona's form in real life has been. So we said yesterday, maybe this is the most realistic career mode we've done for a little while. Our morale is actually pretty good, so I'm not going to worry about the pre-match press conference. We're going to jump straight to the Wanda Metropolitano and try and get victory against Atletico Madrid. Drop the video a like if you're enjoying this save. We were very close to hitting... We are very close as I record this. Very close to hitting 1,000 likes on that video. 993. So I'd like to think by the time this goes live, we'll have hit 1,000. And please do help us hit 1,000 likes as a minimum again today. That'd be absolutely superb. It would obviously help push the content to new people as well, which is brilliant. So let's crack on, shall we? Atletico Madrid first up. Atleti are playing the on-loan Antoine Griezmann that we've loaned to them in this game. They start with Oblak in goal at 91 rated. They're playing a back 3 with Felipe, Jimenez and Hermoso. Historically, in FIFA, Atleti have always played 4-4-2, so this is going to be something completely different for this fixture. Hector Herrera's on the right. We've got Yannick Ferreira Carrasco on the left, Koke and Marcos Llorente in the middle. Then a front 3 of Griezmann on the right, Joao Felix on the left, and Luis Suarez up top through the middle, spearheading almost an arrowed attack. So we'll wait and see how this particular formation works against us. I've moved Fati slightly further central. I've moved Dembele slightly further central. I've moved Depay slightly further forward. And I've also made Busquets captain at your request from the previous comment section as well. So that has been done too. Right. Toughest game of the season so far. Actually, Bayern was probably the toughest game. Joint toughest game of the season so far. Really awkward. Here's Joao Felix. Intercept. He's going to fall to Griezmann again and then bounce off Araujo and out for another corner here to Atleti. 17th minute and the cross could come in and be dangerous again. Dembele with the clearance. It's decent. We're going to try and get everybody out. Cheeky offside trap, which hasn't worked. But ter Stegen does make the save and still Atleti press for an opening goal in this game. They've had an indifferent start to the season similar to ourselves. We are one position above them in the league. Hopefully, we'll be more than that come the end of this game. Araujo heads that way and Frenkie de Jong does well to bring it down. Waiting for Ansu Fati to get beyond the defender there. There we go. Now, he's got the pace to get inside. And if I can find the pass, looking for Memphis. We could have been in. Perhaps I should have brought the ball a little bit further with Ansu Fati before trying the pass. But we tried to ease the pressure on our backline briefly because it has been all Atletico so far. As you can see again, they are building nicely. They have the option to play through Joao Felix, but we've got the tackle in. And Dembele's on the run, as is Memphis. I'll play it through that channel to look for the Dutchman. Going to try and get away from the defenders. I've got Ansu Fati arriving in support. He's called for it. He'll get it back across here to Pedri. But the shot is blocked at source. Half an hour in, it's still 0-0. We're having to rely on a counter-attack more so than anything else at the minute because Atleti are dominating possession. Oh, as if that's fallen straight to him. As if that's fallen straight to him like that. It was uncatchable then. So unfortunate. The ball, intercept it. Busquets gets caught on it. And that's why Felix is just the first to react. Busquets is just so slow in possession. So slow in possession. There's nothing I could do there. Won the ball. Turned away. And then by the time he went to actually do the passing animation, the Atleti man had stuck a toe in and it fell straight to Joao Felix on the run in between two defenders. So unlucky. Just as we'd started to actually look like we might be able to do something offensively in this game. And we'd just started to get the ball coming this way. No, it's gone back that way. Come on, Memphis. Oh, I just can't create chances at the minute with Memphis Depay through the middle. We are struggling with the Dutchman to have the sort of impact that we know that he can have. We know he's decent, but we haven't gotten anything out of Memphis Depay so far this year in the played games, and we really need to start doing so if we're to challenge for those European spots this year. Some call in the comment section to move him out wide, and oh, that's a chop. To move him out wide, and is that going to be a straight red? It is a straight red for Koke. Well, there was a straight red card in this game in real life, I'm pretty sure. Barcelona, I'll have a look at their fixtures. I'm pretty sure there was a red card in this game in real life, and it ended up as a draw. Scrolling back up through. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, it was Benfica game that had the red card in it. Atleti won this game by 2-0 in real life, but they might be 1 goal to the good here so far, but now they're 1 man down. Their central midfielder, Koke, sent off with a straight red card, and we have a full second half to try and get ourselves back in this game at 1-1 at the very least. They've taken Griezmann off and brought on Jeffrey Kondogbia, so defensively, they probably won't be any weaker than they were. If anything, they might be stronger than they were with Kondogbia on for Koke, but offensively, they now will be slightly weaker. Right, this is the opportunity we needed to try and turn a result round. Jordi Alba into Ansu Fati and Sergio Busquets to Pedri. Here's Usman. Oh, really big chance to get us on terms. Frenkie will go to Usman again. This time maybe Oblak makes the save. Not got much out of Usman Dembele yet either. I certainly think I'll be starting Ferran Torres when we sign him come the January transfer window over Usman Dembele. That way I'll have an impact winger on the bench as well. Not that Usman has offered anything in many games so far this season. We certainly had a decent spell there of possession and chances, but not been able to take any of them, unfortunately. Hector Herrera, get this back to Felipe. The defensive line is very stretched. So you can see Jose Maria Jimenez, then across here to Hermoso. That's their 3 centre-backs. But we really need to start keeping possession a bit better, or at least getting the ball back a bit better. I think I perhaps need to go on either. Oh, strike from Luis Suarez. The former Barcelona man might just have finished us off. They may be down to 10 men, but that's pure quality from Luis Suarez. He's just spun on it and then smacked it, and that's unstoppable. Atleti won this game by 2-0 in real life. It looks like they might well do it here in this save as well. You don't stop those. You really don't. There was some call as well, tactically, to change my defensive style to press after possession loss. So I'm tempted to try that. And we'll see if it works. But something needs to change tactically at this Barcelona side, because I'm finding it hard to win possession back when I lose it. I'm having a lot of possession in most games, but specifically in this one here against Atleti, when they've got the ball, they move it about so well that I just can't get it off them. It might be an issue that's just in this one game, or that's highlighted itself more so than most others in just this one game. But certainly, we are not getting the ball back very well at all. Ousmane Dembele can't score to save his life. He's had chance after chance in this game. He's had chance after chance this season, and I just can't seem to score with the man. He's going to whip a corner in. Can we get an assist, perhaps? That might fall for Frenkie. Surveyed him. Can we get to that with Jordi Alba? We can. Memphis is going to turn. Gets caught. We're free kick in a decent position here. Memphis will take it himself. 27 yards out. I really, really, really need a goal back soon. We'll see if Memphis can offer us that. Oh, Black's too good. Across to it well. Pedri. Across to Sergio. Ansu Fati. Memphis just ran offside there. Look to playing around the corner now. And then inside here to Frenkie. I couldn't have worked it to Ansu Fati, not without him going offside or being intercepted. But Jan Oblak has been just incredible in goal for them so far in this game. Memphis with the header, but that's drifting wide as well. We can't say that we haven't had the chances here. It's been like the Bayern game. We've created, actually, genuinely quite a lot, but we just can't get the ball in the back of the net. Llorente in behind to Angel Correa, and Atleti are going to look to try and embarrass us now. Serginho Dest will get that away. 11 men or 10 men, it hasn't mattered for Atleti today. They've just been better. Frenkie de Jong down the line here to Ansu Fati. You can tell from the highlights, though, that we are having chances and we are playing well in this game and deserved, arguably, something from it. We won't get anything from it other than an embarrassing defeat. But we have tried and tried and tried and tried. Rather than pause it and show you the stats, I'll wait until the final whistle goes and show you just genuinely how many chances we've created in this game. Jan Oblak has made some very good saves. The Bayern game, the issue was not being able to get the chances we were having on target. Whereas here, we've got them on target, but defenders or the goalkeeper have been in the way. That will be the final whistle. It's Atletico Madrid 10-man. Atletico Madrid 2. Barcelona 0. We were arguably in really good form there. I had 12 shots. 12! That's the most creative game of football we've had all season. 4 on target, 2 off target, 6 blocked. An XG of 2.7, much higher than their 2.2, but no goals to show for it. I genuinely feel hard done by in that one. Really do genuinely feel hard done by. We created a lot of good opportunities in that game. We just couldn't get it over the line. It's going to see us probably drop out of the top half, is it? We are on the cusp. And Osasuna, if they win their game in hand, will knock us out of the top half of the table. My manager rating is still 87, so the board's still happy enough with how things are going so far. Oh, dearie me. We are at home against Valencia next, so we have to really genuinely hope that we can turn up there. International break, though, and probably our players could do with that break too. Confirmation that Samuel Umtiti is leaving the club at the beginning of the January transfer window. He'll go to Bayern Munich for €20.1 million, meaning that our financial situation is going to further improve. We currently sit with a profit margin of plus £184 million. Believe that's taking into account the player sale figures. Although it says earnings there 244.83 million. If I go to the earnings, it doesn't actually show transfers there, just match tickets, pre-season prize money, merchandising, and season tickets. So maybe it's going to take an even bigger jump with regards to the earnings, but it seems to have taken into account the transfers in this transactions tally. So we'll wait and see. I've not actually ever delved this in depth into the finances of any given team before. So we'll wait and see what happens. But we're certainly going to be making a decent whack come the January transfer window. So we're going to be taking that profit margin, hopefully, quite a bit higher. Although we do have Ferran Torres to buy a little bit later on in the save. I've added Cucurella to the shortlist as well. You guys have recommended him. Of course, we're looking for a backup left back, or maybe even a replacement left back for Jordi Alba. And of course, he is a former La Masia player as well. Ferran Torres, obviously, we're going to look to try and buy ourselves. He's broken his collarbone, unfortunately, so won't be able to start for the foreseeable future. I've also added Andres Iniesta there, just to see when he retires, if maybe we can find an Iniesta regen. Although, considering he's now 37 and 79 rated, I don't know as an Iniesta regen would actually grow that well. But it might be nice to try and find an Iniesta regen when the time comes, and still waiting for any news about Messi's career ending. But we'll wait and see. Moving further forward, again, I'm going to move Dembele slightly further in again. Give these guys even narrower roles and then move Depay even further forward. I'll still list him as a centre forward because you can see how the boosts change if he's listed as a striker. But other than that, I don't know if there's anything else really I want to do or should do with the starting 11. It's a case, as it is in real life, of powering through this period and trying to come out the other side. More good news transfer-wise, provided he agrees contract terms this time, and it is Watford, a Premier League side who have met the release clause for Moussa Wago. We tried to sell him on for under his release clause earlier on in the save, and he didn't agree contract terms. But Watford certainly should be able to afford his wages of about €48,000 a week, I think it was. So that should be him now out the door as well. Cucurella had his scout report come back. He's currently 81 rated. As we mentioned, we won't be signing any more players other than Ferran Torres until we're within our wage cap. We will be upping the wage cap each season slightly so that, you know, it allows us the room to grow in the save. But certainly we need to ensure that we're able to sort the finances out of the club first and foremost, and that's what we're going to try and do. Valencia actually are playing a 4-4-2, unlike Atleti in the previous game. They've got Jasper Cillessen in goal, Thierry Correa at right back, only 74 rated, Paulista and Ratic at centre back with Jose Gaia at left back, Carlos Soler, Daniel Vaz, Guillamon and Viejo is their midfield, with Maxi Gomez and Gonzalo Guedes up top as well. Primarily a winger, really, I thought, Guedes, but we'll wait and see if he can do the job up top. Again, it's a 4-4-2 with the two wide men pushed slightly further forward, so it may play a bit 4-2-2-ish, but it's a decent side, as is ours. You can certainly see where the strength and weaknesses are in our side. Valencia are right with us in the table as well, so they too are having a bit of a poor season. This is a game that Barcelona were able to be victorious in real life, and we, of course, for the board objective, do need to become or remain unbeaten for a string of 10 home games to match their objective with the brand exposure. So far, I believe we've had a 1-game streak, and we're currently on a 2-game streak. So this would make it 3 and put us 30% of the way towards that 10-game streak, which is obviously what we're desperate to do. We're going to have to tick as many boxes as we possibly can for the board this season to ensure that we keep our job, because we won't be reaching the final of the Champions League, that I can tell you for free, and we probably won't be reaching the final of the Copa del Rey. I can tell you that for free too, but we'll see what we can do in La Liga with regards getting to a European position. We're having to defend for our lives, though, in the opening stages here against Valencia as they push for a goal to go in front. Carlos Soler will deliver the corner. They were, in fact, already 1-0 in front in the real-life game at the Camp Nou. Jose Gaia scored an absolute belter after about 4 minutes. I just watched the highlights, actually, as I was refreshing my memory. Then Ansu Fati scored a cracking goal of his own about now in-game in real life. So it's a slower start to the game than it was IRL, but hopefully we can have the same final outcome. De Jong, Memphis, bit of space. We'll get the shot away and he'll bury it beautifully. It's about time Memphis Depay did something like that. Thank you very much. We lead by a goal to 0. It's Maxi Gomez out wide to the right back of Thierry. He's not really had the chance to either impress or show himself off as not quite good enough so far. I am probably going to try and give Ansu Fati quite a bit of possession in this first half, so we look to isolate that right back on this side of their defensive line. If he's got decent physicals, then he should be pretty capable of doing at least a half-decent job. But if he's... Come on, Usman, do something decent! There we go! A second goal for Barcelona at home against Valencia. Finally, things are starting to click. We were so creative against Atleti and couldn't find a way through. But Jasper Cillessen evidently isn't of the same quality as Jan Oblak. It's not even that good a finish, but it's that awkward position next to a goalkeeper where you don't know instinctively whether to go with the foot or to go with your arm. And he's kind of half committed to both. As such, the ball is already past him. Ousmane Dembele's finally done something positive, as well as Memphis Depay. And we have a 2-0 home lead here against Valencia. And this would be a very welcome 3 points ahead of a big Champions League game against Dinamo Moscow, followed by an even bigger game against Real Madrid in the El Clasico. Guedes kicked against Sergi Busquets. Thank you, Mr. Biscuits. Appreciate your defensive efforts. Jordi Alba's on the arrival, and we'll whip it early, looking for Dembele towards the back post. It's going to fall for Paulista. Actually, not Frenkie, but still, we can keep the pressure on. How long's added on at the end of the half? We're not sure. 1 minute. Might be time. Might be time for a chance. Out to Dembele. In and then through, looking for Pedri, who's offside, unfortunately. 1-2 even, 0 at the break. Araujo with a strong challenge. Maxi Gomez able to deal with it, though. Decent physicality of his own. This is built well, and this is dangerous. He's offside there, Guedes, I'm sure of it. Off the post, and no. Onside, apparently. Nice ball by Correa into Dembele. Here's Gavi, who's also come on for Pedri. Trying to give some more first-team football to those younger fringe players. Obviously, we want to get some growth out of them if we can. And Sergio Busquets will find Frenkie here, who's turned well. Here comes Jordi Alba. I'll stand it up, looking for Enrique Correa. It's not really the Barcelona way to loft it in and look for a cross to a tall, physical centre-forward, but you work with what you've got, and what we have is a tall, physical centre-forward, so we'll try and get it to him in that manner if we can. Guedes out wide to Manu Viejo, showing some good footwork. Gaia, who scored a very good goal in this game in real life, but he's not really had a sniff offensively. That was such a terrible pass from Correa. Got to be better than that. I know he's only young, but still, it was terrible. Araujo steps in nicely. I'm not going to draw the centre-back too far out of position, though. Eric Garcia is in position to get an interception in there, and we'll look to go for a counter here. Gavi to De Jong, across to Jordi Alba, looking for Frenkie again to spin the man, which he's done well. And here's Correa, short looking for Gavi, holding on to possession well. We'll look for Correa again. The big... he is huge, isn't he? Correa. Here he is. Can we get the goal? Oh, on his left foot. No, we cannot. Ball lofted forward. Guedes wins that well against Sergio Busquets. I would have expected the experienced Spaniard to be able to rise up there against the Portuguese. Here's Musa for them with a throw back to Gaia. And Guedes have not done much, really, Valencia in this game. We've been pretty solid defensively. And I'm hoping we can. Guess what the next words were going to be? Keep a clean sheet. 2-1. Evades the defender as it comes across there. I kind of hope that, was it Eric Garcia? Could have got to that. He's gone underneath his leg. Somehow, he's overcompensated for the cross. I don't get that at all. He's gone up with his leg there to try and block that. And it almost looks like he's tried to get out of the way of it more so than anything else. Trying to block the cross. And you just leave your leg there. You try and block it. You don't bring your knee all the way up to your chest to try and block a cross. That definitely stinks. That is a smelly goal for Valencia there. Ezel Zuli is coming on for me momentarily as we bring on another youngster. And it might be a slightly nervy final 5 minutes, but we should be able to deal with everything that Valencia throw at us in the latter stages. They've not done much offensively throughout the game. Resorted to shots from distance that ter Stegen has been able to quite comfortably deal with. Memphis inside there to Frenkie, looking to play the ball through to Enrique Correa. He's trying to battle his way through. Can't do it, unfortunately, but hopefully there's only a minute added on, and indeed there is. And if we can win this header, that should be game, and indeed it is. A victory at home against Valencia by 2-1 to take us now in some decent form, or at least the start of potentially a run of form into the Champions League against Dinamo Moscow in the week upcoming. That'll be a sim, though, of course, as we mentioned. Before then, we head to the game against Bayern Munich. Oh, it's Dinamo Kiev, sorry, not Dinamo Moscow. Demi appearances, yeah, that's fine. He's not going to be playing, though. He's going back, just as he is in real life. And, crucially, as we mentioned earlier, Wage has agreed contract terms with Watford, and he will leave. Ferran Torres is on sizable fee a week at the minute, and a sizable transfer fee too. We might have to pay through the nose to get Ferran Torres in, but get Ferran Torres in we shall. Right, Dinamo Moscow, we can sim this, and actually, I'm going to rotate a little bit. Put players like Piqué in. Gavi, no, slightly high rated. Ricky Puig can go in for Frenkie de Jong. Ezal Zuli can go in for Dembele, and Serginho Dest can come out for Sergi Roberto. We should still be able to get a decent result here. Of course, in the Champions League group in real life, Barcelona ended up finishing third and going through into the Europa League, despite having 7 shots to their 4 and significantly more possession. We end up losing that game by 3-2 late on. So we're still bottom of the Champions League group after 3 games. That is a game that was won by 1-0 by Barcelona. De Jong appearances, that's Luke de Jong. I know Sevilla are going to be unhappy, but I'm sorry. Luke de Jong obviously isn't in the future of this club. Real Madrid at home next. The streak currently unbeaten home games, I believe, is at 3. Oh, still 2. Great. Well, hopefully we can make it 3 then against Real. For our first Clasico then, Courtois between the sticks. Lucas Vazquez being utilised at right back. Militao and Alaba, the 2 centre-backs they've gone with Nacho Fernandez at left back. Casemiro holding with Modric and Kroos, as you probably would have expected in their midfield. Benzema in the centre-forward role as they mirror our 4-3-3 with a false 9. Asensio on the right and Eden Hazard on the left. Obviously, we've pushed Depay slightly further forward and we've tucked our wingers in a little bit more than they have. We'll see which formation comes out on top. They do have Lunin on the bench. And then with regards to outfield players to call upon, Ferland Mendy, Vinicius Junior, Luka Jovic, Marcelo, Valverde and Mariano. No sign of Camavinga in their squad at all. I don't know how much he's been playing for them so far this year, but they're flying at the top of the table. All we want to do here is avoid defeat, really, to be completely honest, to maintain that streak. It's a game that no Barcelona fan ever in the history of all of time has ever been satisfied with anything other than a victory. But we have to ensure that we at least first don't lose. And that's going to be pretty damned difficult given the strength of this Real Madrid side and the nature of our season so far. It is a game that Real Madrid won in real life, of course. So it's not going to be easy at all. Pedri with a really sharp turn. Looking for Memphis, finding Memphis, who draws a good save out of Thibaut Courtois. It's a positive start here at the Camp Nou. Decent delivery from that corner too. That might fall kindly for me. Ansu Fati's there. His header will find Pedri. He'll find Memphis. Decent ball. Fati! Wide of the target. It's a loose pass from Luka Modric. You don't expect that. A man of his quality. Sergio Busquets. Just lay it sideways to Pedri. Now the dynamism of Pedri in the midfield should hopefully help isolate Toni Kroos for being a little bit static. Kroos isn't that static, but obviously he's not going to be as quick or as agile as the young Pedri. So hopefully we can use the youth in our side to our advantage. They might not have the quality, but if they have the physicality to be able to deal with it, then hopefully in midfield we might be able to be pretty dominant. Obviously in defence, Militao's going to use his physicality and Alaba is going to use his defensive intellect to ensure that we struggle to get through against them. It's not easy to play against Real Madrid at the best of times for Barcelona, let alone when the state of the club is as it is. Enjoying the challenge though. Benzi with a decent strike there on his left foot was headed towards the top corner that Marc-Andre de Stegen makes a very good save from. Never done a save like this with a big club where there's like the history and the reputation from the most recent times, but no on-field ability or a real lack of on-field ability. But Memphis is in here. And Thibaut Courtois is an absolute demon with his reactions. That was outrageous. I can't believe we haven't gone 1-0 up there. Can we get to this with the header? Militao does well. Pedri will bring it down. Ansu Fati is out wide here on the right-hand side. So Araujo that's here through that gap is Memphis. And again, we're trying to break them down. Pedri trying to use that. Is that a foul? It is. Really good position. Really good position for a free kick. Now, Memphis Depay is very good from set pieces. We had a go against Atleti and couldn't do it. Can we do it here against Real? No. Thibaut Courtois again, equal to it. the Belgian doing the business so far. Can we get to that? Frankie's going to be underneath this. Memphis is going to chase after it and get there ahead of Asensio. Into Pedri. Oh, where to go? I just want to keep possession more so than anything else. No point needlessly giving it away. Frenkie de Jong's picked up an injury, unfortunately, so we'll have to wait and see how serious that is in a moment. He's going to go again here, Frenkie. Get round the outside. We will cut back, but Lucas Vazquez read it so clearly and so quickly. We've been the better side, I have to say, or at least the most dangerous side. Although our goalkeeper has been called upon to make a top stop from a very accurate Karim Benzema long-distance effort. And they are picking us apart now on this particular attack. Luka Modric out to Asensio. Well blocked by Jordi Alba. Going to need his defensive intelligence and intellect in this fixture, just as they're going to rely on Alaba at the back. We're going to rely on Alba at the back for us, but he's gotten away nicely there. I think just as I played that, he'd run offside, Ansu Fati, to Asensio. Back to Lucas Vazquez and Asensio again. Benzema's there, but Eric Garcia does well to win the header and will just knock this down. It's more a case of seeing this out till half-time than it is actually pressing to try and go in front at the minute. But Serginho Dest is on a decent run forward, but I don't want to get him too far out of position. So if we lose the ball, our right-back's nowhere to be seen. Pedri, oh, maybe I should have gone Depay first before looking for Frenkie. That could have been a very good attack. Eden Hazard looking for the ball over the top, but Alba will deal with that. Oh, poked away from Eric Garcia. Very even first half here in my first El Clasico. Chances at both ends. You have to say, both goalkeepers keeping their teams in it. Courtois especially. We've definitely been the better side. Creatively, 69% possession, 6 shots to their 1, 2.3 expected goals. Certainly expect that Thibaut Courtois is on a particularly decent match rating so far, you would imagine. A 7.8 on for currently man of the match, Thibaut Courtois. And you wouldn't doubt it either. Big second half on the way. Hazard. Oh, nice little dummy by Fernandes to let that go. Benzi's got runners. Benzi's got runners. He doesn't necessarily need the runners because he's that damn good. Oh, I wasn't confident of Alba winning that header, but he's done beautifully. Ansu Fati's turned nicely and Frankie's in. Memphis is in around the corner. Militao couldn't get there. And we're away from Alaba as well. Memphis this time. Courtois again. It forced it. Dembele squeezed it in off the post. Barcelona lead in the El Clasico. Very fortuitous goal to come about in that fashion. Ousmane Dembele could not have found a smaller gap if he tried. Off the post, which flicked it away from a narrower angle, and somehow it snuck in the bottom corner. I had to take the shot first time. I don't even know whether Nacho Fernandes maybe got a touch on that. Such a tiny angle to try and find. Nacho didn't touch it, and the touch off the post probably stopped Alaba from clearing it away. We lead in our first ever El Clasico. It's one of the luckiest goals of the season we've had. But if you ever want a lucky goal, this is the fixture to get it in, especially to give yourselves a 1-0 lead. That's a hell of a through ball to Marco Asensio. He's in behind, looking dangerous. Eric Garcia needs to win this header, and he has done. Frenkie needs to get to that, and he has done. Alba needs to win that header, and he has done. Oh, dearie me. For all of our possession play, it was a counter-attack that cut Real Madrid apart using their brief spell in possession against them. It's what we've had to rely on here. Memphis trying to get past Eder Militao. He can't. That's a very dangerous ball back to Thibaut Courtois, who heads it away on the line. That would have been the most ridiculous own goal we'd ever seen, I think. Real Madrid going to need to look to the bench to try and find some fresh legs, I think. We might not be too long in seeing Vinicius Junior arrive on the field, but we'll probably make a change or two of our own as well to try and hold on to what we've got. Could play it through, looking for Ansu Fati. Ansu Fati makes it 2. Surely now that's the victory in the Clasico. The young man that now wears Messi's former number 10 is the man that might just have sealed 3 points in the first El Clasico of this brand new save. I believe the word is vamos. Into Toni Kroos over the top. Serginho Dest gets there. Gavi is off the bench now for me, as is Nico Gonzalez. Pedri is moved to the left-hand side as we've taken Ansu Fati off immediately after scoring his goal, actually. And Enrique Correa has come on up top for me. So those are the 3 changes I've made. I'm worried about Benzema on his own in the middle there, and the fact that I've only got one other defender in there with Eden Hazard on the far side, drifting in. It's a lovely ball into Karim Benzema, who's turned well, but Araujo's across to get a challenge in. And Dest will get that forward into Gavi. Gavi on the run. Enrique Correa, to announce yourself on the stage as a Barcelona man. No goal in a Clasico. Not yet. That will be a corner, though. Maybe yet from the set piece. Can you imagine if Correa buries that and we win by 3-0? Hazard off. And presumably Vinicius on. Indeed it is. Where is he? He's towards the back post there, up against Eder Militao. I'll whip it towards him, Correa. He can challenge. He wasn't really in the best position to win that. Nico Gonzalez will keep that in and find Gavi. And to be honest, I'm quite happy to just keep possession for the remaining 7 minutes. We allowed Valencia, well, not allowed, but Valencia were able to work a goal to make it slightly nerve at the end of the last game. I don't want that to happen here. Now is the time to really put together the little Barcelona tiki-taka stuff and ensure that we keep possession and win this game. Dembele could even give us a third, but it did open up briefly there to try and whip it. Vinicius is unfound as Serginho Dest intercepts beautifully. Nico Gonzalez through to Frenkie de Jong looking for Correa, but it's picked off well. But we are going to win our first El Clasico of our time as Barcelona manager. Genuinely thought we'd lose this, especially after the way that we were defeated by Atleti. We played really well against Bayern and lost. We played really well against Atleti and lost. And I expected it to be more of the same here against Real, but we've been the better side. And this time, we've gotten the result to go with it. Asensio to Lucas Vazquez, back to Asensio, to Modric. Time is gone here. The referee needs to blow his whistle. We'll clear that away, and the whistle will sound. Victory at home in the Clasico. On our debut in the fixture. We couldn't have asked for more. We genuinely couldn't have asked for more. There's still the opportunity to pick up some more points in the latter stages of the episode, as we'll sim a couple more in La Liga. But that was a dream debut in the biggest game in Spanish football. Absolutely huge. It was Vallecano and then Alaves, wasn't it, at the end of the month? Vallecano, then Alaves. Indeed it is. Right, that victory has moved us up to 6th in the table, and we're only a point outside the top 4, which is, of course, all the board want this season. That defeat for Real Madrid was their first of the year. Villarreal are still unbeaten, and Sociedad have only lost 1 game. That also was to us on the opening day. Since then, they've gone on a hell of a run of form. We are 5 wins, 2 draws, 3 defeats from our opening 10 games. We'll hopefully pick up some more victories between now and the end of the episode as well. Vallecano were another Madrid side, but obviously the first one, or the game against Real, was at home. Memphis gets a brace as we pick up victory. Expected victory against Vallecano. Absolutely thrilled with that. The result in that game in real life was a 1-0 Vallecano win, actually. So perhaps we count ourselves slightly lucky to have picked up victory there. We're now only a point off 3rd. Sevilla are up in 3rd on 21 points, and there is a gap between Villarreal and Real Madrid and the rest of us. But we're in the hunt for a European spot now. This game ended as a 1-1 draw in real life, but Alaves are bottom of the table so far this season in this save, and will stay there as well. A big 4-2 win. Memphis, Fati with a brace, and Frenkie de Jong with a goal as well. That will move us, please, into the top 4, I hope. It's Champions League football next. Marc-Andre ter Stegen has grown now and will be up to 91 rated. He's up 2 already as we've started this save, which is absolutely superb. Right. Where does that leave us in the league? We're going to absolutely have to beat Dynamo Kiev in the next Champions League game that we play against them, which is the first game of the next episode. We need to win that. In La Liga, we're still outside the top 4 by a single point continually, as Sociedad and Sevilla have both picked up victories themselves as well. Villarreal could go back top if they win their game in hand, which will be against either Celta, Valencia, Levante, Granada or Vallecano. You would expect them to win pretty much any of those games, to be fair. So tomorrow's episode will be Dynamo Kiev, which I'll play because we're desperate for the 3 points, and we hope to build on what we've done so far in today's episode. In the most recent games anyway, we're putting together a decent run of form. That's 3 straight victories in all competitions, 4 straight victories in the league, with that defeat to Dynamo Moscow there thrown into the mix. We need to win that one. Then I'll probably focus, depending on what happens in that game against Kiev, We'll probably focus on La Liga, though Bayern is definitely going to be on the horizon as something we're thinking about before moving into December and then January as we push further forward. Right. There's a sign to say, right, that will do for today, lads. Thank you very much for watching. Drop the video a like if you've enjoyed, please. I think that Clasico win deserves it. And make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any more. Another Barcelona career mode video coming to you tomorrow. My player was uploaded as well, of course, earlier on today on Facebook, so go and check that too. But for now, I think it's time I stopped. I'll see you next time.